ever heard of a real-life superhero? Today, we're talking about a man whose strength was legendary, a man chosen by God for a special mission. This is the story of Samson, a hero from the Bible. Before Samson was even born, God had a huge plan for him. He was chosen to be a Nazarite, set apart for God. His mission? To begin delivering Israel from their longtime enemies, the Philistines. As a sign of this special covenant, his hair was never to be cut. God blessed Samson with supernatural strength, a power that came directly from the Holy Spirit. As a young man, Samson's strength was jaw-dropping. Imagine this: a ferocious lion attacks him, and he tears it apart with his bare hands. It wasn't just about showing off. This strength was for a purpose. He single-handedly fought against the Philistines, striking down armies and protecting his people. When Samson walked in step with God, he was absolutely unstoppable. His power was a clear sign that God was with him, working through him to achieve his divine plan. But here's where the story takes a turn. Samson had a weakness, and it wasn't a physical one. He often let his own desires lead him astray, ignoring God's guidance and making some really poor choices. He fell in love with a woman named Delilah, who was secretly working for the Philistines. They were desperate to know the source of his incredible power. After constant pressure, Samson finally gave in and told Delilah his secret. His strength was tied to his uncut hair. While he slept, Delilah had his hair shaved off. When he woke up, his strength was gone. The Spirit of the Lord had left him. The Philistines captured him, blinded him, and forced him to grind grain in a prison. It was a tragic fall for a mighty hero. But even in the darkness of that prison, something amazing happened. Samson's hair began to grow back. More importantly, his heart began to turn back to God. He realized his strength didn't come from his hair, but from his relationship with the Lord in his final moments. Standing between the pillars of a great Philistine temple, Samson prayed one last time. He asked God for his strength back, just once more. To fulfill his life's purpose, God heard his prayer. Pushing with all his might, Samson brought the entire temple crashing down, defeating more of God's enemies in his death than he had in his entire life. Samson's story teaches us a powerful lesson. True strength isn't about muscles, it comes from our connection to God. And even when we fail, when we make mistakes, God's grace is big enough to restore us and still use us for His glory. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more. See you next time.